Assalamualaikum and greetings to examiners. My name is Azrie bin ARLAN, and today I will present about my research, which is consumer satisfaction on company innovation in McDonald's outlet. So on the next slide, I'm going to explain about company innovation and consumer satisfaction a little bit. A company can be defined as an artificial person, invisible, intangible, created by or under law, cited by Pride 1985. The term innovation is also related to problem solving, where innovation is often used as a solution to new problems or new solution to old problems, cited by Sternberg 2017. Zhao Feng Zhang 2017 cited that dynamic capabilities encourage company performance through innovation activities. Customer satisfaction is a measure of how happy customers are when they do business with a company, cited by Cambridge English Dictionary 2020. And lastly, innovation is the management of all activities involved in the process of creating ideas, developing technology, creating and marketing new or improved products or manufacturing processes or equipment, cited by Trott 2017. When companies fail to be innovative and adopt technology, it is likely to result in reduced performance, and this would spell trouble in view an aggressive and competitive business environment, cited by Mustafa and Yaqub. In order to maintain into competition, companies need to stay innovative, but there are still companies that stay in comfort zone, or maybe their innovation did not work out. Many innovations were launched without having the consumer in mind and without market research. In creating and maintaining competitive advantage and to grow and succeed, every company needs to pay great attention to customer satisfaction, cited by Devona and Crescenti 2021. Meeting consumers' expectations is the key to gain competitive advantage. Company can provide an effective way to create sustained competitive advantage, cited by Durst and Mention. Customers' needs are changing, and with it, a business need to change or accept risks being rendered obsolete, cited by Bouchet 2018. In fast food industry, McDonald's is the top leading fast food restaurant with more than 36,000 restaurants worldwide, cited by Nurul and Dayang. I believe McDonald's has the value that other fast food outlets are lacking. So, in order to determine the value that makes McDonald's leading the industry, a proper research need to be made through this innovation. So, regards the problem statement, these are three of my research objectives. The first one is to identify the parameter in company innovation. Second one is to study the relationship between process innovation and consumer satisfaction. And the third one is to identify the relationship between product innovation and consumer satisfaction. So, this slide illustrates my conceptual framework, which my independent variables are process innovation and product innovation, and my dependent variable is consumer satisfaction. In order to answer my first objective, I need to explain some points through my literature review. So, company innovation is problem solving, where innovation is used as solution to new problems and new solutions to old problems in the organization. So, based on organization for economic cooperation and development, the parameter of company innovation is split into four, which is process innovation, product innovation, marketing innovation, and organizational innovation. So, this research will proceed into process and product innovation. The reason for me to choose only two parameters of company innovation in my research is because these two parameters are close to each other. Process innovation is a catalyst for product innovation success. To answer this statement, as cited by Chris 2008, there is no doubt that product innovation can occur when manufacturing is outsourced. However, when certain processes are not under control of the product innovator, there is little protection against the rapid entry of me-too products. Even worse, product developers lose touch with their outsourced suppliers' newer capabilities. So in this slide, I'm going to explain about the methodology. Quantitative approach is used in this research instead of quantitative because it provides descriptive data such as mean, median, range and variance to be used in answering research objective and question. This research might help in determining consumers' perspective towards company innovation provided by McDonald's outlet, whether it is positive or vice versa. A survey will be made to fourth year students of AHIPS UTM with 131 sample size calculated by using the website rausov.com. The questionnaire consists of 4 parts: the demographic and Likert scale question based on 3 sections, which are process innovation, product innovation, and consumer satisfaction. The questionnaire will be distributed through Google Forms since there is limitation to reach the sample size due to the pandemic of COVID-19 barriers. After the data is collected, it will be analyzed through demographic analysis, descriptive analysis, and statistical method analysis such as reliability analysis to make sure that the research can actually be calculated to match the expected aims and hypotheses. The Pearson correlation analysis to measure the relationship between variables that evaluates whether they are related to the population or not. By succession through this analysis, data is then reliable for multiple regression analysis. So this is my overview on data analysis, which is the second and third objective will be answered after the multiple linear regression analysis is made. Then we can conclude whether my hypotheses are accepted or not. My hypotheses are H1, process innovation and consumer satisfaction have positive relationship, and H2, product innovation and consumer satisfaction have positive relationship. So this is my demographic profile. We are going to go through this just an overview. Based on the data collected from total of 131 respondents, 44 of them is male, meanwhile 87 of the respondents is female. This defines that female respondents are more than male respondents. So in terms of code of program, 39.7% of 131 respondents are from SBSD, which is management technology, followed by 35.9% respondents consist of accounting programs, and SHF meanwhile consists of only 24.4%. So the data stated that SBSD dominates the code of program section, followed by accounting and management marketing. So the nationality, the current state defines that students are currently living. The questionnaire is filtered into respondents currently living in Malaysia only. So based on the data collected, a total of 10 states in Malaysia are chosen. Based on the data collected, among 131 respondents, 42% of them live in Johor. Meanwhile, only 1% in Pahang. It defines that respondents live in Johor dominates and become the mode for this section. Meanwhile, Pahang has the lowest percentage of respondents answering the questionnaire. Negeri Sembilan and Pulau Pinang share the same amount of respondents from overall total respondents. So we continue with the demographic profile of respondents. So the last one is ethnicity. The data of respondents consists of ethnics Malay, Chinese, Indian, Bumiputra, Sabah, Iban, Indonesian, and Nigerian. From total of 131 respondents, 77.1% is Malay. Meanwhile, Chinese is 92%, followed up with 46% Indian, 2.3% from Bumiputra, Sabah, Iban, Indonesia, and Nigeria. From the data, Malay respondents dominate the questionnaire, followed up by Chinese and Indian respondents. Meanwhile, Bumiputra, Sabah, Iban, Indonesian, and Nigerian share the same number of respondents. So in terms of descriptive analysis, process innovation has the highest mean among variables, which is 4.06. Meanwhile, product innovation and consumer satisfaction is below mean 4, but still considered high. And 3 of them has the mode of 5. So we move to the statistical method. so that we can answer our research question and make sure that our hypothesis hypotheses are accepted or not. So we start with the reliability analysis. Instrument used in the questionnaire will be distributed and tested for its consistency by using this reliability analysis. This analysis is conducted using SPSS with reference Cronbach's alpha rule of thumb to determine its reliability. So a total of 19 instruments are used from the distributed questionnaire. So the table shows the data distributed from SPSS with research instruments used in this research. So based on the result, the Cronbach alpha for this research is 0.935. As mentioned in the Cronbach's alpha rule of thumb, an alpha that is above 0.9 shows an excellent inconsistency and a very high relationship from each instrument. Based on this analysis, researcher can define that the consistency of the research is reliable. Now we move to the Pearson correlation analysis. As I've mentioned before, this analysis is to determine association between variables and indicates how far it relates to each other. With this analysis, researcher can manage to define how strong the relationship between company innovation and consumer satisfaction. So if we look at on the table, based on Guilford rule of thumb, it shows that process innovation and consumer satisfaction has the value R of 0.5687, which is defined as moderate relationship between these variables. Meanwhile, product innovation and consumer satisfaction has the value of R 0.771, defined as high relationship between them. Consumer satisfaction has the value R of 1 because the variables is correlated with itself, and N is the respondents, which is means that there is no missing data distributed for every variable in the SPSS. And lastly, each variable has P below 0.001 in significance, defining that they have statistically significant linear relationship. Now, after we determine our data's reliability, whether it is able to be distributed into multiple regression analysis, then here we go. So we are going to discuss about data that we got from multiple regression analysis that I've made. We'll be discussing about variables entered or removed table. So it is stated that both independent variables we distribute into the analysis are there, and the method is enter. This means that both independent variables are effective predictor for consumer satisfaction. So we look at the model summary beside the table. From the model summary table, percentage of 61.7% of variance in consumer satisfaction can be predicted by independent variables. A percentage of 61.1% is predicted by independent variables through adjusted R-square. So this means that the process innovation and product innovation are predicted to be affecting a total of 61.1% from consumer satisfaction. Meanwhile, 38.9% are from other variables that are not being specified in the research. Okay, now we go to the Anova table. So from the table we can state that the significant here it is 0, which means that the independent variables are simultaneously influence the dependent variable. So which means that the independent variables are significant to the dependent variable. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Okay, now we are into the coefficients table. So from the table, the significant is 0.006 and 0. which is below significant 0.05. So this shows that the process innovation and product innovation is significant to customer satisfaction. And as we can see at the end of the table, the VIF value, it determines the multicollinearity, which it tells how much influence there is between independent variable. Suppose that if there is any multicollinearity, it means that the relationship of independent variables are weak. The value of VIF is 1.570, which is less than 10, and the tolerance is 0.6337, which is more than 0.1. So this means that there is no multicollinearity happens. So with this data, it is justified that the independent variables are significant to consumer satisfaction. To conclude this, the hypotheses proposed in this research are supported to be accepted. So this is the hypothesis that we have made through our research from our research objective. You can see here the factors is process innovation, product innovation. Hypothesis is process innovation and consumer satisfaction have positive relationship. Product innovation and consumer satisfaction have positive relationship. So the result is both hypotheses are accepted, which is in the table it tells you it's supported. So to discuss again about the objective question, so the first objective is to identify the parameter of company innovation. So the parameter of company is obtained throughout the literature review actually, which means product innovation is refers to the development of goods or services with characteristics or intention of use that differ significantly from previous products made by the enterprise, cited by Muse 2006 and Meyer 2012. Okay, so the process innovation is the implementation of a product method or significant changes in specific techniques, equipment, software in order to reduce production and distribution costs, improve the quality, product or distribution, or new or improved products, to increase the efficiency or flexibility of a productive activity or supply activity, and to reduce the risk of the environment, cited by Meyer 2014. So next is the marketing innovation, which means plan to incorporate advances in science, technology or engineering to increase marketing efficiency and effectiveness to gain competitive advantage and increase the value of the action, cited by Meyer and Dan S. 2018. And finally, organizational innovation, which is firm specific, new to the firm, management activities associated with setting objectives, motivating employees, coordinating activities and mechanizations, which arise due to new inter-organization relations and are intended to further organizational goals, cited by Holland 2013. So based on this, based on the literature review that we have made, we managed to answer this question, the first, which is to identify the parameter of company innovation. So the next discussion is regards the second objective, which is to study the relationship between process innovation and consumer satisfaction. So based on our research, we have made several analyses that brings to a positive relationship between process innovation and consumers satisfaction. There are also previous researches made throughout this relationship, which is the first one is research by Mahmoud 2018, stated that satisfaction depended on the employee's innovation activities in terms of product delivery. The second one is by Simon and Yaya 2012, stated that process innovation has been found to increase customer satisfaction. And then the last one is when customers are mostly satisfied, they are likely to be retained. This implies that telecommunication industry should pay attention to charges or price of their products and process innovation. The true findings based on research by Diaobi, Asareji, in 2018. So the third discussion is regards, of course, the third research objective, which is to study the relationship between product innovation and consumer satisfaction. Through my research, this is the most popular topic being researched by those researchers out there. So based on our research, we found out that relationship between product innovation and consumer satisfaction is a positive relationship. The hypothesis is accepted. There are also many researchers out there to approve this relationship, this research, which is product innovation has a positive and significant effect on customer satisfaction, based on Valenciadi and Lehman 2021. The second one is customer value creation mediates the relationship between product innovation and customer satisfaction. Thus, product innovation must create value for customers in order to enhance customer satisfaction, cited by Mahmoud, Hinson, and Anim in 2018. The last one is service innovation affected customers' satisfaction when expectations were met, cited by Majid Kodunmi and Ojin 2019. So we have reached into recommendation of future research, which my first recommendation is to add more independent variables on company innovation. So based on my research, I have found out that there are 4 parameters of company innovation, which are process innovation, product innovation, marketing innovation, and also organization innovation. So adding more independent variables to be put into future research, I believe that more impactful research findings can be distributed. So the second recommendation is to conduct research on bigger scale of population to find more accurate data in research findings. This research only focuses on 4th year student of Azma Hashim International Business School, AHIBS, University Technology Malaysia, Johor, that only consists population of student to the age of majority of 20-25 years old, which might be factors of more acceptance into service innovation at McDonald's. I believe that maybe we can get another result if we try to put sample size in terms of probably senior citizens. Now we move on to our limitation, which is the first one is geographical bias. As I've mentioned in the previous slide, I only focuses on 4th year students of Azman Hashim International Business School, which is situated in Johor, UTM. I believe that if we change our sample size to other place that consists of maybe random age people, I believe that we will probably get another hypothesis that is not same as mine. So other limitation is I am also limited. I have limited access towards journal and articles. Yeah, it was really hard at first to look for news articles available just for the literature review, but I believe that with enough effort, enough time, students are able to do so. It's just hard but achievable. So to conclude it, dominant factors that influencing the customer satisfaction in McDonald's outlets are product innovation and process innovation. And I also hope that this study can be used as reference for future researchers. That's all from me. Thank you very much.